I'd like to call this Hermosa Town Board meeting Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, regular meeting to order at 6 p.m. Roll call. Ferguson.
Here.
Hendrickson.
Here.
Paulsworth. Absent. Kramer. Absent. Stiles. Here. Special thanks to all the public members for attending. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First agenda item is call for changes.
I would like to add a discussion under planning and zoning for minutes. And discussion of work session, move from October, what is tomorrow?
4th.
Move it to the 10th at 6 p.m. following planning and zoning.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Can you go over that one more time, please?
Discussion of planning and zoning minutes and change to the work session from October 4th to October 10th at this following
you.
planning and zoning.
And we'll add that under what sections? Under planning and zoning?
Work session? Yeah,
Discussion.
yeah. Work session
We'll just
under planning and
discuss
zoning,
them.
yeah.
Because of it. If no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say
Did you
same.
get a second?
Oh,
I'll second.
second. I went a little fast. Motion by Vicky, seconded by Donna. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Special items, meeting protocol. One of the things we want to do is to be timely when we come to the meetings. That helps us get going. We got public that comes to attend the meeting. We want to be ready to start on time. The consent calendar. Request a motion for approval of the September 19th, 2023 regular meeting minutes and the September 22, 2023 special meeting minutes as presented / amended.
I make a motion to accept it.
Motion by Donna,
Second.
seconded by Vicky. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. 3 ayes, 1 nay. Conflict of interest declarations. I see that Donna would have one on 8D and 11A and B. Yes. And let's see if there's any others. Claims, review.
I'll have one also, under the application for D&D.
Under D&D? Okay. That's an informational permit, and we won't need to vote or
Okay,
discuss it. We won't need to vote on an informational permit, so.
What permit is that?
Informational permit for
Can't think of what it was. Okay,
the
that's great. It's even better.
informational permit for the massage.
Oh, okay,
You're covered. So.
okay.
But thank you, Dan. Okay. Claims, review of the payroll and claims. I request a motion to approve the claims as presented, / amended. Do I have a
I haven't
motion?
seen them.
They're in the
Yeah,
back.
well, they
Oh,
They've
did it
added
back
it.
to? I don't have, do I have any copies?
Here's a copy one.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Vicky. Donna? Okay. Motion by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I second
Second by Donna. Any discussion on it?
I'm assuming on then, Mr. Ferguson, that was, you had to pull the pump again and clean that?
Fifth Street.
What was the problem there?
Trash in there, and one of the footballs had shorted out, and we just replaced all three of them. We've been in there for a while.
Yeah,
That's trash.
good, thank you.
I just have a question to ask. On the American Engineering and Testing that, for the geotechnical on the lagoons, the $7,500. Actually, when we get ready to fund that project, if we have the money within them, that we will actually be getting that $7,500 back into our
Okay.
sewer stuff. So,
All right.
sewer fund. So, any further discussion? Any input from the citizens? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say same. Motion carries. Law enforcement. I'll turn this over to, give the floor to Marshal Slade.
Busy couple weeks. Just start with another subject at the school. Domestic situation up at Corner Pantry. Intoxication subject, Corner Pantry. Mental illness. Threats of suicide. It was a busy couple weeks. I don't have, from what I picked up from up here, the Custer County logs, so I can't address that. Dispatch contract, I assume you're going to...
Yeah, it's still pending, yes, sir.
So it comes down to street signs. So in my driving around, I noticed that the street sign at the intersection on the south entrance of school, which is the main entrance, that street sign running this way says Fifth, running this way says Main. I guess is when they expanded the school, they moved the sign from up here to down there. I don't know that for sure. My concern there is liability of the town. We're trying to grow the town, or y'all are, and get new people to move here, and if a kid gets hit in that crosswalk with somebody that's new here and calls 911 and say, where are you? And they look up and they say they're Fifth and Main, the ambulance is gonna show up to that cross, not down there.
Okay.
That is why I think that sign should read what it needs to read, the actual street.
With that given, I request a motion to have Chuck correct the street signs at the intersection, at the south entrance of school, and at Fifth and Main, north of the school. I request a motion. Do I
I'll
have
make that.
a motion made by Vicky? Do I have a second? I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Any input from the citizens? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries. Did Donna abstain? You abstain? Yeah, she abstained. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Item E, request purchase of 2 alpha sensor FSDs, basic PBT portable breath test, $650. Includes everything that can go with it. The tube supplies, this area will probably last a year or longer if it comes with that kit. The existing PBT that is downstairs, I've changed batteries in it, I've cleaned the sensors in it. It absolutely will not power up. It is done. And to be honest, it's a dinosaur that, I started in my career 20-something years ago, and I have never seen that model. So I'm not only requesting the purchase of the two PBTs, but also, there's no value in it to destroy the one that is downstairs. That does not work.
So moved.
Motion made by Dan. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second it.
Second by Donna. Any further discussion? Any input from the citizens? All, yep, go
Do
ahead.
we need to have two of them on hand? Do you have to?
I would say so. I don't know, it's, you're the
For
specialist.
town size, I was just wondering if you need two or if one's sufficient or.
If one goes down for certification or has to go in for recertification, then you don't have one. And my fear again goes back to liability of the town. If I have a backup that I can use, it's part of field sobriety test, then I'm not having to wait for resources from Rapid City or Custer and deal with that subject while I'm waiting for them to arrive to complete the arrest and protect him or her from doing harm to themselves or somebody else. So I have
Gotcha.
Thank you for that. Okay, if no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Okay,
Item F, again, my focus has been the school zone kids going to and from across 40, as well as down below. Thing I noticed and other things and people were telling me was, why is the school zone light running as long as it is? So I have no idea. Somebody set a timeline and that's where it's set at. I didn't feel that it was my place to dictate the time, nor did I feel it was the board's place to dictate the time. They can do what they want, but, so I went to the school. I don't know if that email is in this packet,
Yes,
the
it is.
supporting document. So I went to the school and asked, when do you want the light on? You know when your kids are coming, you know when your kids are leaving, you know which ones are crossing the crosswalk because you put a crossing guard out there, most of the time at night, not so much in the morning. And so the times that are in this agenda, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. is what the school is requested to change the flashing light to.
okay, just a second. I'll give a motion going and then we can discuss in a minute. I request a motion to change the school zone flashing light times to 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. per input from the school. Someone want to make the motion?
I'll make it for discussion.
Yep, motion made. And Donna, you would second it?
Well, I don't agree
I need
with
a
those
second.
Second
times.
first.
We got it, let's just
We're
say
gonna have a
second.
second
Okay,
for
yeah.
discussion.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
second for
Go,
discussion.
now for your discussion.
Okay, I don't think those times are good times. There's a lot of activities going on right now at the school. There's kids coming and going. They may go to the activity and then go home. We notice now tonight that it is flashing still at 5:30. I can agree with turning it off a little before, like maybe 5 o'clock, but I just don't think those times are right. You know, 7 o'clock, the kids are getting out of bus. Or 6:30, the kids are getting out of the bus. And at 4:45, they get back from Custer from the bus. Right now, I won't vote for, that's my opinion.
You can, do you want to amend the motion then?
Yeah, I make,
Amend the motion to, in the morning, 6:30 a.m., I think that's hearing it to 8 a.m.?
yeah, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay, that's part of the amended motion.
Yeah.
And then you'd like to see it from
3
3 p.m. to 5.
to 5.
Okay,
Still open for discussion?
yes,
I would recommend you take those times to the school. This is the school setting the times, not me.
Well, as a grandparent, I will talk to the school, being concerned about the activities right now that's going on. Because right now they have a Douglas school bus up there, because they had a game. So, I just think right now activity is really high at schools.
okay. Go ahead, Don.
I have to agree with Donna. And in years past, the activities bus a lot of times came up and there were parents up here and it was 5:30, 6 o'clock, sometimes 6:30, 7 o'clock. you know, and I realize, you know, the kids need to be a little responsible, but I'd like to see it say until at least 5. So,
And I will call,
Forrest, Mr. Paris.
well, yeah, or the
Whomever.
school board, whoever, well, who did you talk from the school board?
I didn't talk to anybody from the school board, I talked to the principal.
Oh, you talked to first?
Through the gender, you know.
I will call and visit with him. Maybe tomorrow morning.
Yes, go ahead, Dan.
So I wonder more about the entrapment. You know, if you've got it going beyond the period of school itself. It's one thing for activities, but any of the other schools you see, theirs are shut down when school is let out of school. And then any activities after are the activities that are involved after that. So to me, I guess when you're looking at that part of it, I want to know enforcement wise, you know, if we're not physically in school, but there's activities, is it still enforceable if the light is still going?
It's still enforceable, yes, because the way the signage is on it, it is 15 miles per hour when flashing, not when somebody's in it.
Okay,
But it is still enforceable, yes.
and I know my granddaughter, I mean, they load the bus at 6:30,
Mhm.
so the 6:30, I don't have a problem. You know?
But this light's not on at 6:30 now.
Right, correct.
Light comes on at 6:50 a.m. And I meet that bus out on 36 when I come in. And in my opinion, and the opinion that was presented to me, was that these time change, or the flashing signs haven't changed since the school was remodeled and the entrance moved.
Yeah,
And that was, the request that I got was to look into see if this is when the light really needs to be for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever it is. And so I went to the school, instead of making a judgment call based on my data, I went to school and asked them when they wanted the light on to protect the students.
Yes, Donna?
Well, I think it's just a cautionary thing for people to realize there is a school that they're approaching, and there could, you know, I'm just not for the turn it off, it needs to be on at 6:30, and I don't think it needs to go off until 5.
Linda?
I would like to make a motion that we hold this pending until the next meeting so that Donna can make her phone call and hopefully get comfortable feeling about this. And,
see what Frosty says.
see what they say. Yeah.
That's, okay, so what Linda's doing is make an amendment to the amendment.
Well, that's easiest,
Yeah,
whatever.
and so what we'll go is go ahead and vote on the amendment to the amendment, to
Table it.
table it. All in favor, say aye.
You need a
Aye.
second? Did you get a second?
Oh, I need a second on
All
that.
right.
I'll second it.
Donna seconds it. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say the same. Then we go back to the amendment, and we'll vote on that. And what we'll vote is, all in favor of the amendment, say aye. All opposed, say aye. Say same.
Aye.
Aye. That's opposed. So,
Which is the amendment?
no,
We're on the motion?
no, we're on the
On the
amendment.
6:30 to 5?
Yeah,
Okay,
so we're,
I'm voting yes on that, 6:30 to 5.
okay.
You're voting yes on that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't clear.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, on that amendment. Okay, any further discussion on the amendment to the main one? Okay, then we'll, all in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Of the original motion?
No,
The
No.
Of the
amendment,
5 PM and the 6:30.
6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yep,
Yay, aye.
Nay.
okay.
Can I just say one more thing? I mean, I guess it's just a little electricity,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And if it's say, you know, I just think,
My only comment to that, Donna, is that sometimes when it's on too much, the citizens are aware that there's no people present, there's no cars present, and then they don't pay attention
but if it's
all the
flashing,
time. I know, but they just don't pay attention all the time.
That's their fault.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but
Well, if they're
But-
flashing and there's a cop there,
if, yeah. I know.
Kinda like me coming around the corner on my Fifth Street, North Fifth Street, I can't see the flashing light, but I always go 15,
Right,
just because.
I get that.
So you have a typo.
But I think, if I go back and look at this, we had an amendment, we had a motion, we had amendment to that motion, then we had a motion to table it. And that carried. So we don't need to go back to the other two because we're tabling it.
Okay?
So it's tabled,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
So you don't even vote on those,
Other
the
two,
other two then? They're just, they fail?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Because when we bring it back again, we'll have the new amendment. And
Got it.
So,
Okay.
go ahead, Ms. Marshall Slade.
Item G, decommission of the 2003 Chevy Tahoe at an estimated cost of $1,000. That is to remove all of the, it's actually decommissioning, removing all of the law enforcement lights, radios, console cages out of it. But I think the motion that we need first is a motion to surplus that vehicle before we can decommission it, as well as a motion to surplus the tires that came off the 2012 Tahoe. And my suggestion, as we talked in previous meetings, I've met with Matt Ramsey, is to sell these surplus items at public auction. I think the town's gonna get more of an actual cash value of what those are worth versus trying to take them to each car dealer or tire dealer to get a bid, because they're gonna give you a bid that they can make money on. And what I was able to negotiate with Ramsey for the surplusing of the items was 6% on vehicles, which Cool Deadwood Nights, they charge 6%, Radine's over in Custer charges 6% on vehicles, and similar 15% commission on other items. That covers, that's part of his advertising costs, photographing, and you're gonna get an actual cash value. So I think you have to surplus it before we can decommission it.
Make the motion to surplus.
I second it.
Motion made by Vicky, seconded by Donna. Any,
So is that a Tahoe or Escalade?
That's a Tahoe.
I thought that older one was an Escalade.
It's a, right, yeah,
No, they're both-
2003 Tahoe, it's fully loaded, leather
Escalade.
heated seats and all that stuff.
Yeah. That
No,
might have
it's
been
a
why.
Chevy.
It's a Chevy.
Escalade was the one before.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was white.
yeah, that's right.
I think, yeah, it was white, wasn't it? Yeah.
a vote on, there was a motion made to request a surplus of 2003 Chevy Tahoe plus any equipment removed from the vehicle that cannot be used in a future vehicle. And did we include the surplus of the tires from the 2012 Chevy Tahoe
Yeah.
within
Yeah,
that?
you did.
Yep, that's all in there. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Say the same. Motion carries. Next motion is a request a motion to decommission the 2003 Chevy Tahoe at an estimated cost of $1,000. And that includes taking everything out of it and scraping off the tags.
Removing the decals.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Sure.
Motion by Vicky, seconded
I'll
by,
second it so I can
seconded by
ask the
Linda.
question.
And now for discussion.
Who's doing this?
So I got bids from Suntech in Rapid City. They are the contracted upfitter for most law enforcement, ambulance, fire department vehicles. That's what they do for a living. So they will remove it in such a manner that particularly like the radios, the light controller can be placed into another vehicle without an immense amount of expense trying to figure out where 47 wires are supposed to go. And then through BZT, which is the guy that did the decals on the 2012 Tahoe, to remove the old decals off of it.
Okay.
And it's an estimation, they're going based on time.
All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Any input from citizens? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries.
Now everybody-
Now I request a motion. Now I request a motion to use Ramsey Auction to auction the surplus items from for the town of Hermosa at a 6% for vehicle sales commission and 15% for other item sales commission.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second? I'll second it. Second by Jerry. Discussion. If no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Marshal Slade.
I'll get tired over there this week.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is a tough one. Marshal Slade has submitted his resignation. So I request a motion to accept Marshal Heeb's resignation. Last day will be the 11th of October 2023.
Make that.
A motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Donna.
Not because I want to.
Yeah.
Second by Donna. Discussion? If no discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say same. Motion carries.
Thank you for your support.
I just want to say thank you for what you've done so far on getting us lined out on what we needed to do. Your expertise and knowledge has really taken us towards where we need to be. I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we should not accept his resignation. Sort of a cap program.
You notice I didn't ask the citizens input. They would have vetoed me. Yeah, so. Number I just request a motion to table, motion number I, until the next meeting. There are some things that we want to get tied up on and written down and approved by the attorney, the exact what's expected and not expected. So I just request a motion to table agenda number I.
I will make that.
Motion made by
Vicky?
Vicky,
I'll second that.
seconded by Donna. Any discussion? If no further discussion, whoops, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I've never even met this gentleman that you're waiting to hire. And I guess, to me, it seems very rushed. Although I know we
Excuse me,
need a
ma'am.
rush.
That's why we're tabling it, because.
Yeah, I know that.
It was a rush, and there's some things that we wanted to make sure we had nailed down, and we don't have time to do that. We need to nail down exactly what our expectations are, time-wise, when we're doing it, and that's why we're tabling it. And then we need to have the input from the lawyer, so that's why we're doing it. So,
And I would like a chance to meet him also, but
Yeah.
that's all. Thank you
Yep.
for letting me speak.
And if we would have been going forward, he would have been at the meeting, and so. So right now, any further discussion? All in favor of tabling, item number I under law enforcement? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries. Again, request a motion to
Dave,
table item J.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a
I'll second
second? Second by Linda. Any discussion? Any input from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. I'd like to turn the table over to Donna on abatements.
I have a couple comments too.
I don't really have anything. Vicky's got a couple of things I think she would like to discuss.
After our last meeting, I got 3 phone calls, all pointing out that violations that were acknowledged, that were committed by either board members, past board members, finance officers, employees of the town, past board members. Most of them were never completed, and they want to know why this is. And is it because they were on the board or are on the board, or why it is that the citizens are expected to adhere to the rules, but the parties involved are not living up to the rules. And I couldn't answer the question, so I'm bringing it here.
Go ahead, Linda.
Mine and my husband's name is on that list. And a couple of months ago, I requested that the board do everything and treat everybody exactly the same. And neither my husband nor I had received a courtesy call. And I mentioned that at that meeting, and we've still not gotten one.
My
So,
apologies.
and
So I'll give you a courtesy call.
the apology is one thing, but doing it the same for everybody is a different thing. And I would expect to get that phone call and get in the exact line that the board has decided to take on these abatements, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But they all need to be treated the same. It doesn't matter if it's me or any of the citizens or any of the citizens that are not here. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
I guess part of the problem comes down to, as a board member, you know what the rules are. I apologize, like I said, we did not give you a courtesy call, mostly because we felt you knew what the story was.
And
It's really, the other thing I guess comes down to, you've been the abatement officer before,
you bet I have.
and you still continue to be off and on. So part of me goes, why would you need a courtesy call? You know what the rules are. However, like I said, I apologize, we did not do that, but I kind of went, why would we have to call? She's been the abatement officer, she knows what the guidelines and rules are.
Yes, go ahead.
And do you know where the property pins are?
No, I do not.
So how can you abate me?
We didn't abate you. I
Well,
have asked
you've got
Mr.
me on the
Excuse
list.
me, I have asked Mr. Ferguson to measure that alley out to find out where exactly we are,
Okay.
so that we had a validation. To my knowledge, that has not been done yet. And that's kind of where we dropped the ball and let it roll, waiting for that. But in the meantime, I got 3 phone calls, and I can't answer their question.
Well, now maybe you can.
So, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna fight and argue.
Dan?
I guess to take that another level, I mean, I also never received a courtesy call, but I got an abatement for one weed with the rest of the property being is what it is. And there's 10 other properties in town that have never been addressed. One of the worst, you drive by every day on First Street on that property, never been done all year. The Gomez property that's never been done all year. The school has abatements that have not been done all year. The Preston property hasn't had any of the abatement process done down there. The Negebauer property, the movie theater property.
It was talked to and it was mowed.
The movie theater property, as well as I can go around 4 other properties that haven't been addressed either. And yet we're not going to address any of these abatements. So, you know, to me, there's also a fairness where I can bring pictures in of your own properties too that had
I'd like to
as
see
many.
them.
You will
Wait,
have.
just let him talk. Don't.
So I think, you know, that portion of it also on Kramer's, you almost have to do a survey to identify exactly where the property is on that alley.
I think, did you have your hand first? Or Donna? Go ahead, Donna.
I think as a board member that we should set a good example for the rest of the citizens in this town. If we want it to start looking like Fairburn, that's fine. I'm not doing any more abatements. You guys need to set precedents just like we do. And why should the
You are being
citizens,
disrespectful.
why should the citizens
Dan?
do, you know? Why should Bouchards have to mow if you guys don't have to clean your yards up?
Have you ever seen my property not
I had
mowed?
my
I'm
hand
not
up.
pointing fingers, just
I had my hand up.
She has the floor, Dan.
I'm not pointing fingers at you, but I said as a board. I didn't say one particular person. As a board, I think we should set examples for the rest of the citizens so that they want to make the town look better too.
I think at this point, what we've heard is that abatements need to be fair no matter who you are. If you are a board member, and your place isn't right, you get abated. At the same time, they gotta follow the exact procedures for a board member as for everybody else. And then if you are abated, and then the corrections need to be made. I know that this has been a contention for quite a few, since I've been coming to the board meetings about is everything handled fairly. What I'm hearing today is it needs to be handled fairly, and then that's where we'll go in the future. And for every abatement, we'll go down and look at, make sure the process is followed, and when they get abatement, and then all the answering and stuff will be the same. It's irregardless of who you are when you get the abatement. So one more item.
One more statement, then I'll shut up. And I think as a board member, you shouldn't have to get an abatement. You shouldn't have to get a phone call. You know what's right and what's wrong. The abatement has been, the rules have been there forever.
Just one more comment, then we're moving on. Go ahead.
Okay. In my experience with abatements, when I have made abatements or signed abatements, it has generally been when, probably 95% of the time, when I have been reading meters. And I have complained about some properties that had vehicles, campers, all kinds of different items within the right-of-way. And the reason that I abated them was not because of the way they looked or because of whose property it was, because I don't even know. I just run down the line and write the numbers. At any rate, it was because they were in my way. Or it was because the weeds were tall enough, deep enough, thick enough that they could conceal snakes, which is dangerous for my job. And as far as the firewood goes, the only time I've ever had a neighbor complain about my firewood, in fact I never have actually, but when the company that was doing all the wiring and the cable or whatever, and they were putting all the things through the alleyway, my husband and I both talked to those folks and said, you know, is any of our stuff in your way and our wood in your way? No, it's not. Are you sure? Yes. If it becomes in the way, would you please contact us and we will move these things. It is also known, like I said, for one thing, you don't know where the property pins are. And it is not in the way. I wouldn't call it a mess. It's a stack of firewood. It's how we heat our home. 90% of the home gets heated with our firewood. It's convenient, yes, very convenient for us to have it there, and it's very easy for the wood to dry right there because of the way the wind blows. None of my neighbors have ever complained about it. None of my neighbors that have to look at it. Let's change that. And I even called after I noticed I was on the abatement list, I called my neighbors that have to look at it out their windows or out of their backyards or whatever. So, at any rate, those were my reasons for putting the complaints in. It was obstructing the use and was dangerous to the public. Not that it was an eyesore or that we're in a gated community that has to be
Okay,
so
okay, that's your,
careful. Thank you.
I was gonna just have one more, this will be the last one, then I'll make a statement, then we'll, go ahead.
Okay, abatement of the properties, near as I recall as it was done by members, there are several homes around here that were not abated in the years past that belong to members of planning and zoning or whatever, the board, and they were overlooked years ago and for years. We were trying to change that and try to treat people fairly. Yes, I apologize to the two of you for not calling. 9 times out of 10, you won't answer my calls. You would have. And I apologize. We did not do that. But in our defense, we felt you knew it. You knew the rules. You knew what the right-of-way was. The question that comes to my mind is, can a fire truck or an ambulance come down that alley? Is it accessible? Can the snowplow come down the alley? Is it wide enough? I've been told no.
They've done it for years, excuse me, but
No,
It's
just a
been
second, just, she has the table.
So, I don't know, to me it comes down to, do we all follow the rules? Does the board not have to follow the rules? Do planning and zoning have to follow the rules? Do employees of the town have to follow the rules? And I'm not maybe the whole ordinance needs to be gone through again and re-qualified, because this is the crock of crap. Sorry.
And again, I'll make a statement, then we'll kind of move on, is, again, what I'm hearing is that we have procedures, we need to make sure they're followed. If, no matter who you are, you have to repair your stuff. I had the abatement team drive through my park and I had a pile of topsoil at the far corner of my property. And I was told I needed to get the weeds off of it, and I had the weeds off of it the next day. So, we just all need to follow it. And we will definitely, when the abatement season starts next year, we'll go that way.
We need to do that prior.
It's about the development down by the,
What you got,
well, I'm wondering if they wouldn't want to get an association together to set up some rules for their houses down there, because they just kind of all built down there and,
yeah, but they follow our rules, the
well,
town rules.
but I
in the
think
abatement,
they need to be aware of that, which I don't think, I think they thought they were out of the city limits.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they definitely know that.
Yeah.
Okay, from the board,
I'm
the
done.
board discussion is ended. Citizens.
I have a question. That property, I think, that's north of us, Dan, on the other side of the fence. Who's responsible to mow up to that fence? Is it us or is it your responsibility? Whose field is that?
We've always mowed up to the fence.
Not this summer, because it's been us and the guy in the red house. They've been mowing along there because it gets so tall that we're trying to keep the snakes, so they don't come or whatever. But I was just wondering, who is supposed to mow on?
So you must beat us there then, because otherwise we mow right up to everything that's there, always have. And we mowed taller on the guy in the red house too. If he didn't mow it, we went up on his slope and mowed across, and then just like we did all the way around.
Oh,
And went 6 passes.
Yeah, that's,
I was just wondering how, because I know that this summer, this.
yeah,
last summer-
what the ordinance states is that, if it's greater than 3 acres, you can save it for mowing. But
Hey,
you have to mow in 20 feet and keep that mowed down, just like you would any place else, 20 feet into it, and that's the property owner's responsibility. In the past, it's always been done, like Dan said, but this year, on the road that goes north and south, that first 20 feet was not mowed until they came and mowed on the,
I mean, we mow.
on the section.
We
Yeah.
mow.
You're mowing east and west. I'm talking about the road going north and south. And it's gotta be 20 feet in, is what the rules is.
Because we mow to the road from our fence, the
Yep.
road,
Yep.
north and south, down to our fence line, and
Yep.
then a little past, but I was just
Yeah.
wondering if it's our responsibility to mow, you know, on that other side of the fence.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd like to see you do that.
But again,
Is it okay if we go on your property?
yeah,
Yeah.
again, what the ordinance states is that you gotta mow that, and that has to be done from the beginning of the season. It has to be kept, that 20 foot has to be kept down from the center of the road. This year, what happened on that section, from the road over to the property line was mowed, going north on, what street would that be, Third? You're going north on Third, that 20 feet on the inside of that wasn't done. I wasn't on the abatement team, I didn't bring it up, but I've been in that area and I watched that area. So, to answer your question is, it's the landowner's responsibility when it's greater than 3 acres to keep the first 20 feet around their property that borders other town property. Now, on the north side of his property that is, borders the county, that doesn't have to happen, according to the ordinance. But where it borders other town people, so.
Just wondering.
Yep, no, thank you for your input. If,
Can I ask one question? So what do I tell these citizens that called me with their complaint? Do I tell them, well, we'll give it up till next year, or do these people have to comply, or we're gonna rewrite the ordinance, or any of the above, or all of the above?
what we need to do is the complaints and the abatements that were written last year, we need to look at each one of those. If one of them is that we need to know where the corner pins are, then we'll potentially have to go out and find the corner pins. So we need to, the ones that are open, we need to follow through. And then next season, we just start our process. I think the abatement process that we've used this year, we've got a lot of people kept their stuff pretty nice. There's some problem people. This one guy would mow 6 square feet a day for a month. And he ain't quite got it done, but he's still mowing. So, no, but anyway, so what we all need to do, and as board members, we need to realize that we need to set the example. And that's what we need to do. And with that, we're gonna move on to, that was the end of the
No, there's one more item on that.
no, there's dumpsters, and there's the Klasky letter. The lawyer sent the letter to them. It's in the packet. And with that, I just request a motion to remove Klasky letter from the agenda.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Second by Donna. Any further discussion? Yes, go ahead.
It was sent, it wasn't approved by us, but it was sent.
What's that?
It was sent
Yes.
without board approval.
I guess
It was
Just-
approved for
just
him to do it last.
we gave.
We did give him permission to do
Gave
it,
him
yeah.
permission to prepare the letter.
Yep.
And I think that's the process that Mitch used because it's the process that's there, and so it's the process that's been going on for a long time.
Sometimes we have them,
Yeah.
make the letter and then approve it, but in this
Yeah.
case it got, and that's fine.
And then we watch our
simple.
motion next time. If you think that's appropriate, next time we request him to write a letter, we put it in there, request to write a letter for our approval prior to him sending it. Because just like the one that we sent to Mr. Westergaard, we requested the same thing, have him send a letter, and he wrote it and sent it. So we didn't have that in the motion, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, no further discussion. All in favor of removing the Class D letter from the agenda, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say same. Motion carries. Next agenda item is 8, legal. Engineer's expense reimbursement, that's pending. Resolution assistant to dissolve the P and Z, that's pending. Assist to review and rewrite ordinance supporting and dissolving the P and Z is pending. Mitch is on a cruise somewhere. Delegation for signing permits, that'll be in a work session that was gonna be tomorrow. It was requested at the beginning to have that work session changed to after the planning and zoning next week. There is gonna be a planning and zoning meeting next week. Do we need to have a motion to do that, or just say it's gonna be moved?
I thought you were gonna move it under planning and zoning.
We'll put the motion there. We'll do it under planning and zoning, but okay, we discussed it here then, okay. The bond schedule, Marshall Heeb, have you had a chance to look at all those and kind of come down with what you thought were good ones for the community?
I will have by the end of the week.
Okay, yep. And then just provide that to Gail and she can get it off to,
Yes.
the attorney. Okay, the next item is, and I know Mitch is not here, but this is kind of a time critical item. I just request a motion to have Mitch review the draft engineering contract and have input back to the BOD at the 17 October 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Donna. I'll start the discussion. The engineering firm has provided a draft copy of a contract. What I did is wrote up a contract, provided it to them. They incorporated what I had in my contract, or the town's contract to them, into their master contract. And they provided that back to me. I had comments back to them. They should be getting that back to me by, I think, the end of this week. And then at that time, what I'm requesting in the motion is to be able to send that to the engineer to review at the same time we provide it to the board members. Or provide it to the attorney for review the same time we provide it to the board, so. Yeah. Any further discussion? Any input from citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Mitch will get that contract, and at the same time it's ready to go to Mitch, I'll get it to Gail, and she'll get it out one at a time to all the board members, so we make sure we follow that latest ruling, so. Under engineering, 9, Hermosa sidewalk project. It's just pending the final bill from the South Dakota DOT. The grass is growing. On the sewer project, Lagoon, AET has submitted their report to the town and Leah. A copy was provided to the sewer chairperson with a request to forward to the vice chair. Leah is to let the town know when she is ready to resubmit the design submittals to South Dakota DANR. The town wants to review prior to ACES sending it to South Dakota DNR. The urgency of a quick turnaround was emphasized. And what this is, we had to do a geotechnical study at the design point, where the construction point, where the new lagoon's gonna go. It had some good information in it. I think everybody had an opportunity to look at it. That's the kind of the update on that. The Town of Hermosa Water and Sewer Extension Project, that is pending. Leah from ACES did send in a memorandum, and I believe everybody had this in the packet or else got it. On the 28th of September 2023, she provided that. It states and shows where the town sewer line crossed under Southern Black Hills water line. And it was accomplished per 10 state standard And therefore, there will be no need to dig up that sewer line 10 feet on either side of Southern Black Hills water line. And that is a huge savings. The pictures she had documented and in her reports of during construction were good, and I'm glad that she had them, because that's going to save us a lot of money. That's just kind of an update on that one. Because one of the conditions from the state letter that we had in the past meeting was that either we can verify that or dig it up, and we don't need to dig it up. So the Hermosa Hills drainage, town to accept the Walter Street, that's still pending. We need to have it had mag water on it. That's one thing I wanted to ask Dan as the chair of the street committee. At this time of the year, Dan, do you think it would be better to get a commitment for them to do it at the beginning of next year? We go ahead and approve it on a condition that they will do it at the beginning of next year? Or do we have them do it this year before we approve it?
It still can be put on this year to seal it,
Okay,
then it'll have to be hit, but with us doing all of our other roads for 2 years now, they held really nice with all the moisture this year.
oh yeah, so
And
that's one of the
sealed
things
them
I was looking at, is that, you know, we could, you know, he agreed to, he owes us that, but is it the best time to do it now, or, and you saying to seal it now? I'll go back with him and let him know to go ahead and do it now. So what I really want to do is get, for the citizens over there, get the town to accept this and have him get it to where the town accept it. And the only thing we need to do is to mag water it. So when this winter comes, they can have snow removal over there. Because right now, Marie Street is done. They'd have to go across Walters up and then do the snow on Marie. So I'll push Trent to go ahead. I just wanted your input on it, Dan, to go ahead and put it on there. You see it's beneficial to seal it before the winter.
It'd be nice if we got moisture
Yeah.
prior to sealing it.
Yeah, we got an inch and a half over there the other day, so,
And today would have been perfect
yeah.
to put it down.
But I'll get with him and make sure that's done, because we want to be able to have acceptance of that before snow comes. Because the people over there last year didn't have snow removal, so. Okay. Item number 10, planning and zoning. Permit 2022-25 revised digging right-of-way sewer connection parcel 0009318 and 009319. Chuck, any update on your engineers? And
Yes, the preliminary is in the works. So, I'm also waiting for a bid from Dakota Pump on the design of the lift. So that should be coming soon. I thought they would call today, but they did not.
okay.
Still moving forward, it just ain't got completed yet.
Yep. Then, next item on the agenda is to come up with a street address for Whitney Street. I looked at what planning and zoning had put down, and they put down 340. I think that where that piece of property is right at the end of, at the intersection where 3rd Street was, or 4th Street was abandoned. So I think we have to have the high number there, because, you know, the next number in the next lot is the 4th. So, this is different than what planning and zoning had, but I just request a motion to, approve Whitney Street new address, per the email from, South Dakota, or, Custer County GIS office, and use number 390. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky, do I have a second? I'll second that. Any discussion? I'll address the citizens if there's no discussion from the board. Is there any discussion from the board? If no discussion from the board, go ahead.
These are all the lower lots on Chuck's or the two that are,
The lower lots.
okay.
If there's no discussion from the board, any further discussion from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is an informational permit number 2023-20 from, if I mispronounced your name, I'm sorry, is it Kaylee? Bucket. Okay. I guess what I say is, it was nice to see another business in town. I understand that this is an informational permit, and that is just what it is, and does not need an approval by the board. Our regulations says you can do that. One of the things that the planning and zoning mentioned is that there is not, the ordinance doesn't allow signage there at this time. But as far as needing our approval, the ordinance says you can do it. You said what you're gonna do. Thank you for coming to town. Thanks for bringing your business. And that's.
Have your appointment booked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking I should have brought cards with me.
Yes, you should have. And now, is this the type of business, do you have sales tax at this type of business, or how does that work?
Yep,
Okay.
and I'm set up with the state of South Dakota for all
Okay.
my sales tax.
Yeah, I didn't know if that
Yep.
type of business had to have sales tax. It does, and
Yeah.
you're all set up and ready to go, so
Yep.
good luck and
Good luck.
go ahead.
Please, bring some of your business cards up to the office.
I will do that.
Thank you.
And again, thank you very much for deciding to open your business in town. We appreciate it. So,
So I'm working on the house I'm renting on Second Street.
just on the corner down from the coffee shop, right? Yeah. Yeah. Next item on the agenda is D. I just request a motion to accept the resignation letters from Chuck Irvine and Brad Westergaard on planning and zoning. Both have submitted their resignation letters.
Make that motion.
Motion made by
Linda?
Linda, seconded by
I'll second it.
Vicky.
With thanks to both of them for their
Yeah.
service.
Any discussion on it? No discussion from the board, any just input from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. And again, as Vicky said, a thanks go out to them for taking time out of their busy schedules to do that. The reason Brad left is because he moved out of town, out of the city limits, and you have to be within the city limits. He is still going to be active, involved with some of the other things that he was active involved with. The Neighborhood Watch, as an example. So, okay, the next item is I'd just like to request a motion to remove agenda items 11B.
We haven't voted on
Oh,
the request for the
resignation.
resignation, yeah.
Oh, okay. I got ahead of myself. I thought we voted. Okay, no further discussion. We would, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. I request a motion to remove items 10, B, C, and D.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Linda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vicky. Any discussion? Any input from citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries.
I had discussion of the minutes on me.
And now the next agenda item is discussion of the minutes, and which won't need a vote. And
No,
also,
more or less a statement.
and then we will need a vote to change the work session. That's what she added when she came in and you weren't here. I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, I'm sorry, I was late.
Yep. So will we need, I'm guessing parliamentarian? No. Do we need a motion to change the date of the work session?
No.
I don't think for
I
work
don't think
sessions
so.
we need that.
Okay. So what we're doing here then, before you go into yours, we'll just say that the work session that was scheduled for tomorrow night will be following planning and zoning next week. When planning and zoning's over, the work session will start. And go ahead, Vicki, the floor is yours.
I got the minutes to planning and zoning, and I have to disagree with what was printed. It says there was a motion to approve the minutes, and then there was no second, the motion died or will remain pending, but there was no clarification, no discussion. I feel there needs to be discussion listed because it had to do with a comment that was a non-action comment, and it was kind of a slam, or it was a slam, to the town board. And in effect, it was referring to the board not having communicated to planning and zoning that they would be, in effect, terminated. And they don't like the fact that we have not contacted them. However, Hermosa is a town that went to Pier and lobbied to not have to have a planning and zoning. So to me, it's been kind of on a shutdown list for a long time because we don't have the fundage. We don't have a lot of times the people to fill the positions. That's why we went to Pier and got them to change it to where a third-class municipality does not require that particular issue. And it was pointed out that, well, it's not being funded for next year. Well, the suggestion has been made, you know, budgets are merely a suggestion, so in defense of that, I said, well, you know, we can add it back in if we get a growth. We can add and request planning and zoning to come back into play. And I also stated, because I am who I am, that I felt the comment was rather biased, and Mrs. Harris admitted it was biased. I just don't deal well with it because I've been groomed, for lack of a better word, over the years that you don't say stuff like that. So anyway, my objection to this is that it will remain pending. There should have been a clarification, so end of that on my comment. The other thing was, under trustee input, to my knowledge, there was none. I was sitting there, I said it's 6:50, what do you guys want to do? You want to continue with the comprehensive plan, or are you going to the library meeting? What are you going to do? All of a sudden it was, I make a motion to adjourn at 6:51, and out the door everybody went. I had stuff under trustee input that was never stated, and I would just like the minutes to be truthful. So that's my objection there.
Okay. Moving on to the next agenda item is Public Works. I'll turn the floor over to Mr. Ferguson.
Nothing.
Nothing? And then we're moving on then.
The last rain really tore up the streets. It washed big time, didn't it, Dan? Everywhere.
They've been that way for several months.
Then it's
Keep
not
getting
really
worse.
took a hit, one behind the building here.
Yeah, the alleyway got it bad.
Fourth, fifth.
Yeah, it's just enough rain to really move some rock around. So anyway, that's all it is on that. Streetlights, still waiting on Conrad's to come down and replace the one that is out. And we have one that's staying on, which is the old style light. And they're supposed to, I think we should just change it out because it's the old style. And we have an extra one on hand, so we'll replace them both. On water, the quarterlies are due. I took those in to the lab for the rads, and still haven't gotten an answer on if we can go to biannual or annual. We've been under the microscope for quarterly for over a year, and we've been in compliance for over a year. They have not answered that question. So in addition to the rad, I took in the BAC-T, which is our monthly sample. And that's about it on water. We'll go into on D on the tank. That's it on the water itself. And the sewer, I've been talking with Danny Ayers, and as I mentioned last time, we added more peroxide to it, and it's slowly changing. He suggested that we pump from C into A to try to activate some of that water again. We're getting into the area here now where it's going to be freezing at night, so we'll have to pull those pumps, and, which also comes into the same category of the freezing as we're pretty much done mowing, unless there's some specific areas we mowed everything up for the last time. I think we've got a little bit to do at the lagoon yet, but most all of that's been done that time of the year. Just stop mowing.
Okay, before we move on to agenda item C, with the wash, I know, Dan, that you had sent a proposal one time in on it, but as you, the chair of the streets, and I'm the vice chair of the streets, I'd like to set a time up. This week we have the municipal league training, but I'd like for you and I to go out maybe next week and just walk the streets, drive the streets, and come up with what needs to be done. And then look at a way forward from that to bring back to the board with a recommendation next time. So I'd like to have you get with me, so you have a question?
I have
on
a
this?
question for Chuck. Did you attend to that pothole on Ferguson?
And Linda, you had a question for Chuck?
Yes, as far as the street light goes, it's always on. I think we are charged a flat rate for those, and I would say we should just use it till it burns out, rather than pay to have it changed out now.
Well, it's the old style. These newer ones are the LED,
Right.
which are a lot, way more efficient. But, yeah, it's not costing us any more to have it on all the time than it is intermittent.
Right, why change it when we don't have to?
Well, my only thinking was that if something happens to it, then we're hit for another service call. They're already here. And they were replacing this one down here, so.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
But I'll leave that all the
Well,
other
no,
one
that
there.
makes sense.
No, she agrees with
That's-
you, Chuck.
That's good. Good explanation, thank you for that, I understand. And then my second thing was, when I was reading meters last week or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it is now, I don't even know, but, the, bridge down here on Second Street was still, the weeds were still this high on it. And it looks horrible.
Well, we'll fix that. I'm surprised you didn't say something before now.
Well, I've been having my own
But
issues, I'm sorry.
Knowing that it needs to be cut.
Yes. Sorry, I should have called you, but I didn't.
Okay, if no other input on that part, agenda item C, I'm still working on the performance service contract for Public Works, for the town maintenance, and I hope to have the first part of March, something I can send out to every one of the board members. The first part of November, the middle of November, have that out, so we can make sure we can get it on and approved by the the 1st of January, so. The next item is 11, or 10D, right?
D.
Yeah, the bulk tank interior floor reseal. Chuck was gonna get a second proposal on it. Did you
I
get
had
that?
contacted McGuire Iron because over the years, they have sent literature and stuff of what they do, and it's kind of odd that everything boils down to one company that's doing this, and a lot of these other companies are also using that same company. And we've already got a quote from them. However, the guy that was supposed to call me back from McGuire Iron has not, but he kind of indicated that they were using the same company that everybody else is, so we might be stuck with just the one bid.
And that bid is under the 50,000, right?
Yeah.
So we'll satisfy the law on
I'm gonna
it. but-
still continue because, you know, we're getting closer to the time where we wanna get it repaired. I mean, before it gets real cold. The big rush is kinda down on the water, you know, our consumption is way down compared to what it was 30 days ago even, so I think we're pretty good shape there.
So being you don't anticipate getting another second proposal, we'll probably put on the agenda for the next meeting to
You can
approve.
just hand it to one without any competition, you know.
Yeah, so,
And that's a lot of money.
yeah, we'll just put on the agenda for the next meeting and go ahead and go forward with it.
You didn't get any response, did you, Gail? Something else I might bring up is down one of the sewers on Second Street there by the bridge. It froze last year, a service line. And it was done during that whole project. They rerouted them sewers and stuff. And she's requested that, you know, put some more dirt on that thing to insulate it so it doesn't freeze. Last year, she had quite a mess there, and so I probably are going to have some extra dirt somewhere, some of the excavations that are going on to take over there and cover that. And I don't know whose responsibility that is. I know I didn't put the line in, so it's not mine, so I don't know if that's something that the town wants to look at. When the bridge project went on, they rerouted some of those lines, and that one does have a low spot in it, so probably adding dirt to it is going to be a less cost than digging it up and replacing. It's open, it's clean, and it's good, and there's no breaks in the pipe or anything. It's just in the winter time when there's low usage, it has a tendency to freeze.
Is that in the city right away, or is it on private ground, or?
Well, I'd say it's on private ground. Just looking at the spot where it's at.
But it's a result of the project, you feel?
When they rerouted the sewers,
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
But we have utility easement through there too, though, so we can go in there and work on that property. That's what we designed it for.
Well, but it doesn't go quite as far as where the low spot is.
On Webster's, because that's where we had to freeze up last Christmas. And then cleaned it out,
Yeah, they got it open, I mean,
but that was more, that was her side that the problem existed too,
well, yeah, but
not ours.
that line was changed, you know, we're from the clean out to the west. So it's probably just as simple to add some dirt to it to keep it from freezing and don't look back.
Which Webster isn't gonna have a problem. When I talked to her before, she said go for it, so.
Go ahead, Linda.
Is that dirt gonna wash away without any grass or,
Well, it's not in where there's gonna be any flow, it's
okay?
basically up on the embankment quite a ways there, so.
But it probably needs a little grass seed on it next
Oh,
spring.
yeah, it wouldn't be the dumbest thing to put a frost barrier down before you put the dirt down, just for extra protection, you know. Just
Okay.
plastic or bubble insulation or something, just to deter the frost.
If we need a motion for him to
I'll second it.
repair that, I will make it.
Motion made by Linda, seconded by Vicky.
How much cost?
Is there, do you have a, you kind of, you've been on site, you know what it is, do you have a not to exceed number, is it?
I can't imagine it cost over a couple $100, I mean,
Not to exceed $200.
Is that okay?
how's that?
200, not to exceed $200? Or do you want not to exceed?
Well, I'd say it probably won't exceed it, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's another one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
If you touched it in the last 20 years, the warranty's still on it, you know.
Yeah. So, motion was made to have Chuck go ahead and put in the dirt on it, not to exceed $200. Motion was made and seconded. Any further discussion? If no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. This time, I'll turn the floor over to Gail.
No monthly financials in the packet because of the beginning of the month, so I just got the statement the other day. I really don't really have any department updates other than what's in the packet showing you all that the health pool insurance went up to almost $1,000 a month, $985 a month for single coverage. It's just crazy, it just doesn't stop. Went from 908 to 985, so big concern for me to try to figure out how we're gonna continue to pay insurance for employees at 100%.
How long has, did it go up last year also?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
yeah, it's gone up every year.
Well, for years it didn't go up. It didn't change for years, but that's been a long time ago now. But, yeah. Thank you.
Other than that, I really don't have any other department updates.
Okay. Your answer. The next item on the agenda is, yes, go ahead, Dan.
I just had a question on your water consumption report that you put out,
Yeah,
that we had in the master on 16%
yeah, I don't,
on that master well.
yes.
I mean, your east master list, master well was at 4%, good for that. But I'm surprised we went from 5% to 16%.
I know, I saw that too. I just,
You know, that to me is a problem area of something that spiked to go that high. You look back at your numbers and the net loss numbers all seem to match versus the net sold and pumped. And when you look at the ratio, that's why, you know, gosh, we've been holding really nice. So to me, that would be a concern to look at, why we bumped to 16%.
math is right. It's, I know,
I'm assuming it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this new program, it's there. It's,
Well, normally we like to keep it under 12% as always, and we've really bumped nicely, so I'd like to know.
and we're getting a handle on what the fire station's taking, and
And I was just gonna ask if they've been reporting
They
the
have.
few fires they had.
they have reported.
Yeah, this is the highest number since April, so, well, since March, I guess.
And all your pump records have been good, Chuck, with accuracy on your meters, they've all been,
Yeah. There's a couple of little glitches down there that unexplained. Sometimes the pump only runs for 3-4 hours and then shuts down. It does that about once every 2 weeks.
Tired,
Yeah,
needs a nap.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd be appreciated to keep an eye on that.
Okay.
That's quite a jump.
I've had one eye on it.
Well, maybe.
Thank you for your input, Dad. If nothing further on the finance officer stuff, under the old business, agenda item A, voluntary annexation, I know that's high on, the list to think gets things done, but the list to get things done is higher than that has been, so. It's there, we know, I know it's a concern for some of the public that wanna be annexed in, and as we get going, we'll be working on it, so. But I agree with the priorities that Gail has been putting on the work that she's doing, and that just hasn't made it there yet, so. Hermosa Connects, the next item on the agenda is, the next meeting will be
October 9th.
October 9th at 9 o'clock. That's a Monday. They're gonna start being the second Monday of every month at 9 o'clock at the coffee house. This is, the next item C was tabled in the last meeting until this meeting because we had to rectify that instead of us having 26 pay periods, we have 24 pay periods. So how you earn leave or how you earn vacation is not a straight number, it has to be prorated. We made those updates to that. One of the things in the past that Linda did bring up about, permanent and temporary should be treated the same if they're 40-hour people. And then also how it works for part-time people. So that's been updated, it's in the packet. I request a motion to approve the leave policy as presented. Motion made by Vicky, do I have a second?
Sure.
Second by Linda, open for discussion. Go ahead.
Just looking at this, the Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays occurring within a period of annual leave shall not be charged as vacation leave. And also, I believe it says in here that when the holidays on Saturday or Sunday, that they get then the Monday or the Friday off. I would like to suggest that I don't have a problem with that. But if work is very busy and it's needed, they need and they're willing to be here on those days that aren't holidays but are paid holidays. So let's just say Christmas is on Sunday and we would pay the holiday pay on Monday. And they would take the Monday off. If they wanted to work that day, because there was so much work to be done, I would like to give them the opportunity to work those days at regular pay. Yes, still get their pay for their holiday pay, but to work at regular pay. And the reason I say that is because the state employees, and many other places, you have to work your 40 before you actually get overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And so this would be, you'd still work your 40, but you'd get the 8 hours of extra pay for the holiday. And that way, if it's needed, if the work is needed, I mean, Gail's come in on Saturday, on Sunday to do work at times. All of our finance officers have. That might be a day that they might choose to want to work. And I would like to give them that opportunity to if they wanted.
I understand what you're saying, but I think what your suggestion is outside of what we're looking at on the vacation. This is dealing with on vacation, and what it's saying is if I wanted to go on vacation, I was going to take Thursday, Friday off on vacation. Monday was a holiday, and then I was going to take Tuesday, Wednesday, that the only days I'd be charged for vacation are 4 days and not those other days.
Right, that is
So
correct.
what you're talking about is something different. I think
Something a little
there's
different,
There's
yeah.
another policy that deals with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're trying to do here is just address vacation here.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's,
It's a good idea, Belinda.
yeah. But I think
A lot
that,
of times when we did that, we actually had it where if you had requested that you wanted to work
Yeah.
that Monday, we gave you the approval to do it at your regular time too. So we saved another policy, another piece of paper, another pain in the you know what.
but I think what you're saying is important that you do that, but when, that has to do with, when you work and overtime and not so much with, directly with the vacation. I don't see it anyway.
okay, all right.
Because this is what we're dealing with is when you can, what this is saying is that, say there's Veterans Day is in the middle of the week, Wednesday on the 11th of November. You take Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. What this is saying, you're gonna be gone all week. You don't get charged for
Correct.
that day of vacation. That's what this is saying. So, any further discussion? Any discussion from the, input from the citizens? If not, if no further discussion or input from the citizens, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, say same. Motion carries. Is that okay? Yep. Another item is the next item on the agenda is the finance officer deal. Mitch had his input, we submitted it, and we were looking at trying to use a different title. And Mitch bring forward that brings a whole lot of other stuff that we probably don't want to deal with. So I went back and changed it back to the town finance officer. There was some questions on, there's a lot of tasks there. And so I changed it from saying the following tasks will be required to the following tasks may be performed from time to time, just to give them an idea of some of the type of things that are gonna be there. It doesn't say that they have to do every one of those tasks. And then I identified in what percent of the time that, they're probably gonna do 70% of their time doing finance officer stuff, another 20% doing their economic development stuff. Again, the following tasks may be performed from time to time. Not every one of those will be, but at some point in time, they might be. And then responsible as a contracting officer or contract manager, that's about 10% of the duties. You go on to work conditions, and then into the knowledge, skills, abilities, and then I added to it or desire and ability to learn. We're not gonna get someone to come in at the pay that we can afford that's gonna have all these qualities. But what we want is someone that has some of the qualities and have the ability and the desire to learn into the future. So that's kind of where that is. And the minimum education experience is kind of the same. So with the explanation of that, okay, I request a motion for approval of the new finance officer job description as presented.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Donna. Any further discussion? Just go ahead, Dan.
I still think, to me, I would have just left the percentages off, left the responsibilities that possible future. I just still think it's quite an overwhelm myself.
And some of the stuff, if you're looking at the finance officer stuff, that's where a lot of the overwhelming stuff is, and that's the same thing that's been here forever.
Yep, that part I see.
And that's one of the reasons I went back and changed it. That's one of the reasons I went back and changed it to, from time to time, you may need to do these things. Because when you're trying to get someone to come onto the job and do a job, and they're looking at something, they need to know that they may have to do some of those type of things, even though they could go a whole year without doing everything that's on that list. They may only do some of them. Some of them they're gonna do on that list, they're gonna do every month. So that's kind of the way where I'm looking at on that. I'll ask, go ahead.
So on the job announcement, are we going to put on the job announcement what the pay is? I mean, this won't be the job announcement.
No, this is not the job
This would be
announcement.
like if somebody applies for it and wants to see what the job duties are, we would send that out.
I think in the past, we had dependent upon experience. I think is how you put it in the past when on job announcements. I think that's how it went out when, because right now, we're still open. We're still, the finance committee has approval to go out and hire. One of the things we wanted to do is to make sure, being when the last budget, we said that some of the budget for that finance officer would be paid by the BB&B money, that we needed to have our job description in that way.
So just leave the job announcement as for pay, because I need to get that out
Yeah.
quickly.
And there is a person that
Salary,
is salary dependent upon,
experience,
experience.
okay.
and there is a person that has shown some interest. He works full-time, so we'll be, Vicki and I will be meeting with that person next Monday night for a first meeting to go over some things, so. Yes, go
You
ahead.
could put on that also, depending on experience and,
Well, another thing it depends upon is experience.
Yes.
And whether they need insurance and stuff
Right,
like that.
benefits,
And but
and
that
benefits.
stuff will be discussed, in the meeting with them at that time. I don't think we wanna put that right
Put that
in the
on.
announcement,
Okay.
so. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
okay.
All opposed?
Nay.
And I said aye. All opposed, motion carries.
So we're good to get that out. Okay.
Yeah, we still need to continue on it, and this is what, when they come in for their interviews, this is kind of what we'll let them look at.
Okay.
Okay, now this here,
Could, I think, do we have the admin assistant? Okay, all
no,
right.
that's,
That's, okay, excuse me.
that's
All right.
different, okay. Now you have to help me on this one here, because I might have the numbers wrong on it. What, on your agenda right now, we're on what for?
So
Old
it's on
business is 13.
Mhm.
Okay. So I request a motion to remove agenda items 13, C because it passed, and D because it passed. Remove 13 and D.
There was also a request up here under 12D
14.
to remove 12D, and we didn't do that, so we could add that to this.
What's this?
Oh, yeah, I missed that request removed. Yes, thank you very much, Linda. So we have that added in also then.
Okay.
And did I get a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Linda, a second by Vicky. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. That glare is on it, I don't even see it.
7:40.
Okay. Under new business, Southern Black Hills water presentation, that's still pending. It's getting closer, but it's still pending. It's probably gonna be late October, first part of November, but it's still pending. Administrative assistant position. I talked with Jody today. She's doing better. she goes back to the doctor on the 31st of October. Right now, she can't lift more than 7 pounds. And I told her a wine bottle won't weigh that much. But anyway, that's something different. But anyway, and she has to be in a brace all the time. The brace she has to wear for 12 weeks. She has a...
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You have done this.
Yeah, and then she has to wear a brace for 12 weeks. There's no driving for 6 weeks. She'll find out on the 31st when she can come back. Her no driving ends about the 10th or the middle of November, 10th or the 15th of November, I think. It depends. I have to go back and look at when she was actually hurt. So, so I guess what I would like to do is we kind of have a good date of when she's coming back.
Is mid-November?
Somewhere, probably before mid-November. Her doctor recommends she don't drive until then. If her doctor says she can go back to work on 31st of November, she wants to come to work as soon as possible. She says this is the most she's ever set in her whole life. And if anybody who knows Jody knows that, yeah,
She's not a sitter.
she's not a sitter. And at that time she couldn't drive, so she would have to get people to bring her to work. But, you know, it's pretty much there. So, you know, we tabled this in the past, waiting to find out how she's doing. At this point in time, I just request a motion to approve hiring Jody Simons.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. I gotta think every time.
I know. I'm just trying to speed it up.
I know. Second by
I'll second it.
Donna. Okay. See, what I gotta do is think, okay, Vicky, what does it start with a V? Okay, that's what I'm gonna put on my paper, so, okay. Any discussion? If no further discussion, any input from the citizens? No input from the citizens, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. And congratulations, Jody.
I'm just glad she's,
Oh, she is
feeling,
tough.
yeah.
So, still in quite a bit of pain, but I guess that's.
She will be, for a while.
Next item on the agenda is Headworks Economics. Elmer Claycomb has been awarded the contract to perform the hydrologic study for the town of Hermosa. They had a kickoff meeting the other day. I think Joan was there, the person from Headwater Economics, and then also Elmer was they were on a conference call. So that project is ongoing. The next item on the agenda, Anderson Engineering Survey, that's pending. The Shorbs easement requirements, and that's going to be in the work session. The next item on the agenda is the town office camera system. Marshall Slade, do you have an update?
Still waiting on a second bid.
Still waiting on, okay.
Still waiting on the bid.
Yeah.
There's one member that has to put that bid together, it's out of town. They've already gotten with Gail and kind of looked at what our requirement, what we're looking for. So we're just waiting for that proposal.
Okay. Did you want to talk a little bit on where you think what wheelhouse that belongs in? The camera?
In my opinion, the purpose of the cameras are to detect crimes. I kind of feel that should be in your law enforcement wheelhouse. Somebody, if there's illegal dumping in the dumpsters, if you're investigating that to find a city ordinance, or if you have attempted break-in on the building, that's what I understand most of the cameras on the outside of the building are for. So in my opinion, that probably should be in who can enforce it. They're going to look at it from a law enforcement perspective to determine what crime may or may not have been committed, and whether there's enough evidence there to prosecute that crime.
Okay. Thank you very much for your input. Looking forward for the second estimate. So. The next item on the agenda, G, terminate the shop lease. Mr. Westergaard had submitted, did he submit the letter for termination? Mm-hmm. Yeah. To terminate his lease on the shop. I request a motion to accept the request from Brad to terminate his lease, and he also requested to prorate the October 2023 rent to the number of days he is in the building. So the motion is, I request a motion to accept the request from Brad to terminate his lease and to provide, or to prorate the October 23rd rent to the number of days he's in the building. May I get
So
a
moved.
motion made by Dan? Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Donna. Any discussion from the board? No discussion from the board? Any input from citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is,
Jerry,
yes, go ahead.
can we also, make a motion to advertise that?
That's one of the things I had on, I was gonna do that, and then I thought, well, is it on the agenda to do that right now? I think what we might wanna do is talk about maybe how we wanna advertise it, and maybe have it put it on the agenda for the next
On the
meeting.
next meeting? Possibly for a few minute discussion at the work session, maybe?
Yes, being the work session has changed, let's put that discussion on so we can brainstorm at the work session. Very good idea, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Because there are different options, different ways to do it, and that'll be a good time to brainstorm. Thank you, I appreciate it. And it was changed because you didn't like the D2.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is, it was in everybody's packet, is an update to ordinance section 30.07. And everybody's had an opportunity to read it. I just request a motion to approve the first reading of the Hermosa ordinance 30.07. It's revised from the March of 2022. May,
You
I
don't
would
make
make
a
it.
motion on the first reading, you do it the second.
okay. So we don't need to make a motion to have the reading then?
You just do the reading of the first motion.
Okay, all right. No motion, no motion required. Okay, so what we do is the first reading then? Okay,
So ordinance is just read with the title in the amendment, an ordinance to amend the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 30.07, Board Member Compensation by amending Section 30.07 thereto to allow a Board of Trustee member to attend regular board meetings via electronic means, teleconference, telephone, or the like. Be it ordained by the Board of Trustees for the Town of Hermosa that the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 30.07 Board Member Compensation be amended to allow a Board of Trustee member to attend regular board meetings via electronic means, teleconference, telephone, or the like. First reading of 30.07.
Thank you.
thank you. Question?
Comment.
Yeah.
Until I got the packet, I didn't know this had been discussed even. But I would like to say that I think it's a great idea. I always felt that a board member should at least be able to call in and listen to the meeting while it was happening, because it is way easier and you get better information than you do from listening to the tape. And so I think it's awesome that we can do that again. And thank you for that.
And also under it, it talks about that they'll have, on the call-in, they'd have all rights and
I
privileges.
see that.
Yeah, and go ahead, comment.
I know when I was in rehab, physical rehab in Denver the 2 times, it was life-saving for me. And it also gave me something to focus on while I was trying to come back from back surgery. So it.
What was that, Dan, excuse me?
I said, thank you, Linda.
It
Oh,
also.
I think, Dan, what you said is that's bullshit. And that's not acceptable in here. Okay, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
For me, it kept me in the loop. I didn't lose my position on the board, although it was threatened. I think it's a tremendous asset. When you have a massive surgery and you cannot attend physically, there's no reason that mentally you cannot attend and still express your opinion, still do your research, etc., to a limited point. And so I find this to be very valuable, much less we paid a fortune to have access to Zoom and the telecommunications, etc. So I would really like to see this approved.
And just one other item, that the teleconference it's not for every, you can't call in on every meeting. The trustees only get 2 per quarter. So that they can call in unless they're sick or special meetings. So it limits that someone can't, for example, like me, go to Arizona for the winter and call in every meeting. No, I can't participate the right way by doing that. That's why we put into it just 2 times. Go
So you
ahead.
can only go for a month.
So if it's an extended illness, can you call and ask for a variance? Or
That's one of the things that's actually in one of the other parts of the 30-7 in that the chapter 30 is that, and also maybe it's not even, no, it's not in chapter 30, but it's under board members. If they're going to be extended, say the doc says you can't do anything for 7 months, you have the option then to say I'd like to relinquish my seat, and you can relinquish it for 6 months. The board to pick someone to fill in for you at that time, and then when you came back, you could reassume that again. That's in the ordinances also. That's actually in the state ordinances. So
I kind of feel like it should be extended to
yeah.
like a 60-day or a 90-day before
But that's
you had
covered
to give
somewhere
it up.
else.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you
That's
don't
fine.
have. You don't
That's
have to
fine.
give it up. You have a choice to give it up, and that's
Okay.
under a different ordinance. What this is doing is just setting it for calling in on special meetings, calling in when you're sick, and giving board members, when they're not sick and it's not a special meeting, giving them 2 meetings that they can
Okay.
call in on,
Perfect.
and that's it. Then it also, if you go down into it, say for an example, if I decide to call in, I can't preside as president, the way this is written. The vice president would have to chair the meeting then. So I do also support, I appreciate your support on it, Linda. So, and
Thank
Vicki,
you.
and Donna and
Very
Dan.
important.
Just go ahead, Dan, you have another
And I
comment?
think in the other one, I apologize for my statement privately to Ms. Linda, but it was a matter where we had them circumstances before, and that's why Vicki was allowed to call in before. In special circumstances, disabilities, any other circumstances, our whole purpose for this before was the purpose that we felt if you're going to be on the board, you personally need to represent yourself here on the board because you were voted here by the citizens. If you have an illness, we made a ability for that illness where you could call in, use Zoom or be teleconference on that situation. So
Yep.
I thought we were pretty flexible on where we were at before, so.
Well, Dan, I'll disagree with you, and I will let you know exactly why you changed that ordinance before. Bernie called in probably probably at least every other meeting,
There you go.
about for 2 or 3 years when he was there, and it wasn't, as long as Bernie was doing it, it was fine. As soon as Gail, and I have recordings, Dan, and I can bring them up and I can play them. As soon as she got sick, you said no.
Change
Yes,
the
and then you
ordinance.
changed the ordinance. You also changed the ordinance because you thought someone else was gonna run. You also accused that person was potentially gonna run, that you accused and said that he was voted in Texas, that he was,
That's your story, Jerry.
Dan, it's in the meeting minutes. If we wanna get the recording out, Dan, we could listen to
That's
it.
fine.
And we will listen to it, and that's it. But we're gonna end that discussion right now. This is where we're moving forward to.
Thank you.
This is the first reading, folks.
What's that?
It's the first reading.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
I appreciate everybody's input. So, and it's the first reading, and we'll have the second reading at the next meeting. Is that?
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah. And if we need to, at the next meeting, during the reading of it, we can pull up and listen to that portion of the tape from that date. We will do that, Dan. Thank you for bringing it up. We will do it. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda. This is the one that is for the citizens. This is a time for members of the public, citizens, business owners, and those living within 1 mile of the town radius to come and express your concerns about issues that deals with the town. We also allow, at the end of each discussion by the board members, citizens have an opportunity to discuss at that time. Is there any further items from the citizens?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to this Zoom thing, does that apply only to the board members, or can the citizens get on that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why it was put in.
Okay. Just
So that
wondered.
there's a process and you can get into it and you can participate just like you're sitting here.
Any other input from the citizens? Trustees input. Dan?
The only thing I didn't hear back from Gail on was that last special meeting on that agenda item that we added. I'd left you a voicemail. You know, that we can add things to the agenda, but we can't act on them. We have to put them on the next agenda to be acted on, which was the item that we added, that Mitch sent a letter to ACES that she would no longer be working on the WRT system. That can be added to the agenda, but it can't be acted on until the following agenda.
I missed an
And we
email or
acted that.
voicemail.
And
Yeah.
Mitch, response to that was that he would like to, before he writes any letter or takes any action, he wants to go into executive session on that issue.
Okay?
So, when Mitch is back, that we'll go into executive session on that issue.
Thank you.
Linda?
I have a couple of items. One is we could remove 14G and get it off the agenda.
14 what?
G,
Shop.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
termination of the shop lease. So I would make a motion to do that.
Okay,
Second.
motion made and seconded to remove G, terminate shop lease, knowing that we're gonna bring it back on leasing of the shop on the next agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say same.
And then, I would like to discuss for just a minute the work session. And the reason I want to is because I'm not sure that I can make it. I'm possibly having surgery, hopefully having surgery on Friday. And so I don't know, the last time I had this same approximate surgery, the first week was, I mean, I can't even be here on telephone, that's how, you know,
Yeah.
screwed up I am. No, I'm just being honest here, you know? So, but I would like to comment on, the, what you're wanting to have the office staff do with the permits. And my comment on that is, right now, we don't have, I'm just gonna say, a real permanent office staff.
And we're looking at this into the
Into
future
the-
after 1st of January is what we're trying to get.
After the 1st of January. However, I still believe you're jumping the gun on it, because I think that we need to get the people trained on the rest of their job, the job that they absolutely have to do. And my comment would be, doing this, to please make sure that it's only the very minorest of permits that the staff is allowed to, for not only that purpose, for this other purpose. They are basically the face of the town. The people come in to talk to them. You don't want the people moving into town to be angry at our staff in the office for making a decision that really and truly I believe that we should be doing.
Thank you for your input.
And so that is one. The other was on the right-of-ways of shore property. And my question is, do they have a comment? Is there something they're wanting to do that they need right now? Or is this just something we're looking at discussing?
When we had the electrical failure out there and they thought it was ours, I met out there with Wade Short.
Okay.
And some of his concerns was that some of the things, about in the agreement and about getting grass to grow back again, some of the other items that they didn't feel was taken care of adequately. What we want the work session for is to look at what we said we were gonna do and what we did and what's the delta in between.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Thank you for a better description of that.
Yep.
And thank you for the shortest meeting we've had in a while. So, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, we haven't had Donna's input on
But I don't
trustee
have-
either.
I don't have no input tonight.
And input from Vicky.
I have a question of Dan, just because Donna and I attended, I assume, the same meeting you did. And we never got a packet, we never got the information you got, so I don't know who was in which zone. But there's a discrepancy between what you acknowledged and what we acknowledged. So what happened there? And I realize you stated that, well, yeah, you guys left. That was when the gentleman was speaking. We walked in, we looked at you, we sat down, listened to the guy for a little bit, went, don't think this is our meeting. We went out to the lobby, talked to the gentleman, he said, oh yeah, Mrs. Chapman will be speaking soon. We went back in, we never got a packet, we never got the same information you did, so what in the world?
Nobody got packets.
You said you
Said
had
we
a
did.
packet. You
Just
said,
what they had for their handouts when
they
were
never
there.
gave us a handout.
And all it had was a description, and that was on the table. And I never picked one up because
You said you had a
Cheryl-
packet.
what she had on the projector was what she had for their description on the table of all their listed agenda items. And then they introduced Cheryl Chapman after the doctor,
Yes,
and Cheryl went into the whole speech.
well,
Okay.
And I mean, everything was visualized.
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, it-
Obviously, we were in, I don't know how that happens, and, for you to infer that maybe we were total idiots while we were there, I'm kind of resenting that remark. Because we were there, we did attend, you left before we did, and I just don't understand where you got all the information and we were without.
It was all in her whole presentation.
Okay,
And item by item on the screen. I mean, every single item was on the screen.
I'm not buying, sorry.
Okay. You would like to have,
I would like to verify, he did say packet.
Yeah.
He did say he in the packet.
okay. This is the,
Neither here nor there now.
this is,
I
I
just-
got
this is
it. I-
trustee input.
Yep.
That was input. We don't take action on it.
Nope,
Uh,
done.
And now it's my turn for trustee input. The first thing I'd like to do is welcome the new business to town. Thanks for coming to the meeting. Thanks for deciding to set up shop here. I bet you could probably throw a couple cards
Oh, I
out.
should have brought those cards with me.
So anyway, I appreciate that. I just want to say a sincere thanks to Marshall Heap for getting us to where we're at now, for moving forward. Some of his guidance and his input has been really good. I sure appreciate that. I appreciate the citizens coming to the meeting and have their input. Again, I'll thank Linda again. I sure appreciate it when she brings up things and asks things to clarify. She has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and when she brings it up, I sure appreciate that because that helps things to go forward, and I just want to say special thanks for that. Special thanks to all the board members. With that, Okay.
Ask Gail.
I'm
Dale.
not a trustee, but
But
I'd
you,
like,
but my feelings is that you need to have input too.
okay, thanks.
So go ahead.
So Cheryl Chapman actually asked if the board would like to have her come and give a presentation to the
I
town.
would love it, but
Yeah. That would be great.
Okay.
Keller brings them back, so.
Probably the same one she did that day.
We didn't get them. They were not offered.
Okay, let's,
I didn't need to
okay.
go there, I just wanted to know
I think,
if we're.
I think it's not on the agenda.
Invite her to come
yeah,
and,
we'd have to put it on the next agenda if we wanted to do that.
and
And
I
request.
thought maybe even into November possibly.
Yeah, but we'd have to make it an agenda item to vote on to have it done, because we can't
Okay,
do that right now, it's not on the agenda. so.
you could find out what days are available for her,
Yeah.
and then we could choose one.
okay.
Thank you.
But, ask the whole board there to have them come, that, we can't do that right here. But it's, can't make that
During
motion, but
Christmas
it's,
time, then she can enjoy the lights.
Okay.
so. If no
That's a
other,
good idea.
Input, request a motion to adjourn at
So
We'll make
moved,
that.
8:05.
8:05.
I
All in
make
fa-
that motion.
Yeah.
He moved it, you seconded it?
I second.
Oh, you moved it, seconded it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
What time?
You're getting in there.
8:05.
I really appreciate it when you bring up good stuff. And it helps the meetings go better. And I appreciate you